Okay, good. So we have around a little bit less than 10 minutes left of the broadcast or the webcast, and I still will encourage you to send any questions that you have. So we will try to answer as many of them that we can. But because we're lacking to an end, maybe I could ask you a more maybe a more general question, maybe a little bit more reflective question. Have you been good enough in Whirlpool to manage innovation processes? Are there things that you would have liked, maybe that you have done differently or done better? And this is also my transition to maybe a few suggestions or advice that you, as an experienced innovation manager or person involved in innovation in large corporations, could give to some of the people that are listening to us.
Well, a constant level of dissatisfaction is an absolute requirement for driving innovation success. One of the ways innovation has worked in Whirlpool has been to define very ambitious, very audacious, hairy goals, so that, by definition, you cannot be satisfied. Indeed, the company is a large company, almost $20 billion, leader in its industry, and has obviously a lot of opportunities to transform its business. I give you a very simple example. Probably will surprise some of you, maybe also you, Mikkel, but we believe that we are one of the most ecologically friendly company in the world. Not only because we're Whirlpool, but also as a sector, as an industry. Since a long time we have defined our own standards, not government imposed, to improve the energy efficiency of our products, from refrigeration to washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, and so on. Have achieved these targets over time and continually set new targets. The impact that we do on the environment is through the fact that our products not only use energy to be produced in the factories, to be transported into the homes of consumers and so on, but they stay there for 10 years, 20 years, and so on, so they use a lot of energy. Our focus on reducing the energy consumption of our appliances made a huge contribution, let me say, on reducing our impact on the environment. Well, if you take this example, the possibilities are endless, and we're just at the very beginning, on the top of the tip of the iceberg, if you want, of what's possible. So we're not satisfied. We believe that particularly in terms of, let me say, the saving the planet type of opportunities, Whirlpool can make a lot of improvements. And this leads me to a last, let me say, comment on this, maybe coming to an end as well. What's coming more and more obvious, and we didn't talk about this so far, is the fact that it's very difficult, even for large corporations like Whirlpool, to really innovate within itself. Innovation starts, first of all, by looking outside, looking at the consumers, living the experience of the consumers. So when you say advice, we have, let's say, a slogan that says, know, be, and serve the consumers. Put yourself in the shoes of the consumers, experience life as if you were there, not only through the glasses of the focus groups. And in that experience, you will feel the pain of the dissatisfaction of using your products, competitor products, and so on, and find new insights. But also it's very important at the very end of the process, really, when you're looking for the solutions and to commercialize solutions, to work with others. This opens up the huge field of open innovation. The fact if you want to go to market faster, and there is the need to be faster and faster to market, but also really create something which is sustainable and has a huge impact, you have to work maybe sometimes with competitors, creating new standards. The typical example of energy efficiency has to do a lot with standards, for instance, for the next wave of improvements. But also you have to work with companies that have complementary competencies that you don't have to develop yourself. In our case, obviously, we are working in the home. We're providing solutions, in the kitchen or in the bathroom and so on. We're living in a space where furniture makers, our natural partners, but also all the people that make the ingredients, the stuff that goes inside the refrigerators can be a natural partner for us, or the people that make the chemistry that makes, washing machines and dishwasher work are also natural partners for us. By tying our innovation focus with these external companies, we can be much more bold in our ambitions and also in our results.
Okay. Thank you, Giuseppe. I would like to spend the last 2 minutes, if you will allow me to, just to summarize a little bit. So we don't have time to go through the whole model, but we've actually, if we look at the type of research that has been done in the field of corporate entrepreneurship and innovation, and not surprisingly, because a lot of this is empirical research and based on observations, a lot of the drivers of innovation processes inside existing organization fits almost one-to-one with your experience in Whirlpool. If I just take the macro categories, so we know that without a specific innovation strategy, measures and goals, and without top management commitment, nothing is going to happen inside the organization. So the innovation processes as a driver often starts with some kind of top management decision, communication of these kind of things. But it's not, it's a necessary but not sufficient kind of conditions. We also know, and this is very much linked to your embeddedness of innovation in Whirlpool, we also know that this type of strategies has to be supported by a number of organizational structures, incentive systems, integration inside what you mentioned, the organizational fabric of the organization. This means also cultural aspects, failure tolerance, having the ability to try and without being slapped if you fail. Something lots of organizations struggles with actually, because it's a cultural phenomenon. Career system, incentives, rewards, integrating innovation efforts into the MBOs or the balanced scorecards. These are important aspects. We also know that from an incubation or growth perspective, organization needs to deal with development projects differently than mature projects. You cannot expect the same returns of development projects as you can do with a mature project. Sometimes development projects also need additional organizational requirements and additional skills. And together, these aspects typically are the elements that could drive sustainable entrepreneurial performance or innovation. So thank you very much for highlighting some of these things in the context, of course, of your personal experience and the context of Whirlpool. And thank you for participating. Just before we finish, I'd like to announce the next webinar in our BAA series, which is conducted by Gianmario Virona on a theme actually very, very close to what we have been doing now, but where Gianmario is going to talk about the ambidextrous organization and how larger corporations can try to organize, and it's more on the organizational aspects, can try to organize for the contemporary management of the existing and management of the new, trying to manage both of these issues. So it's on Wednesday the 13th of June from 7 to 8. Thank you very much for listening to us. So it's goodbye from us, and thank you, Giuseppe.
Thank you for the opportunity.